So U.S. homelessness is apparently up 18% as affordable housing remains out of reach for many. Now, what's really interesting about this article title is that it, for the first time ever, does not deviate responsibility away from the actual vectors of pain, and directly, at least in the headline, says what the problem is. People getting priced out of the housing market. That is how people become homeless.
A stunning new report shows homelessness skyrocketing across the country, fueled by a lack of affordable housing and devastating natural disasters.
Eyewitness News reporter Josh Haskell joins us now with more on the homeless numbers in Southern California. Josh.
And David and Colleen, there are some in this country who feel that homelessness is just a problem in California. But once again, HUD's numbers tell a different story. Big cities, small cities, rural communities, homelessness exists. The U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development releasing their nationwide homeless count for this year, taken back in January, which shows an 18.1% increase. In 2023, the country saw a 12% increase.
Also, just to be clear,
the rise driven by a lack of affordable housing, natural disasters where people lost their homes, and the migrant crisis.
Overall, the reason the numbers continue to go up is because housing becomes more,
probably 3 or 4x,
more expensive and less affordable to people. So unless that changes, meaning
I guess so.
Either housing prices are going to go down or wages
I know.
for lower
if I didn't do it, he would
income
kill
Americans are going to go up. We should expect to see the number.
Wait, what are we talking about?
Homelessness?
No, I would kill you if you didn't do what?
Your end.
Oh, yeah. That's true. Cash, aid, water, or tents? No, we're not. I'm not going to go and like f***ing lace, unhouse people with cash like it's a Mr. Beast video, dude. No, I'm going to throw it in the middle.
New content pivot, guys.
So.
Oh, I was talking and they couldn't hear. Sorry.
What? Mia Khalifa talked about you with Abby Martin and Taylor Lorenz on Abby's channel, saying you're starving off the 9 other top 10 streamers by yourself. Is you're the only non-chud streamer? Lol, that's so cool.
About you,
not
about
how
me.
Do you feel?
What do you mean? You didn't? What do you mean? Because I sent her one message. What, are we married?
Because you're trying to hit that?
I'm not trying to hit that. I was just seeing if she wanted to hang out sometime.
Seems like you're trying to hit that.
I just wanted to see if she wanted to see Nosferatu. You know, you have a real Victorian conception of love and intimacy, Hasan. Some of us are a little more
why would you
woke?
Why would you try to bring her to the horniest movie of 2024?
I didn't know it was horny. Some would say it's not a horny movie, actually. Orgasmic horror. It's about repression, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is it horny?
We don't want to repeat the mistakes by also engaging in engaging in an act of starvation, trying to starve ourselves of our natural sexual desires, miss. It's a movie about sucking. Yeah, exactly. Vampire flicks are just naturally horny. It doesn't matter. You're literally sucking your victim's neck. It's hot. Nosferatu has had that faux freaky vibe. Their hearts aren't in it, to be honest.
Well, Nosferatu is like repressed. I would say Dracula is horny. They're very different.
Lolo coming for Dua Lipa.
What happened?
This is good. I'm not ready to be her husband yet. Second husband for sure. Maybe even third, depending on where I am mentally at that point.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
I feel like by the second husband, where you are mentally is going to be so in the dumps that I don't even know what you will do at that point.
My mental health isn't based off of where Dua Lipa is at. Okay.
That's not what you were.
We're both on our different journeys.
That's not what you were saying last night when you were crying. Holding up a picture of Dua Lipa on your phone.
That's not true. I wasn't doing that.
Why did I
was
see
watching
you?
Sicario.
Why did I see you weep quietly into a pillow while we were in the midst of watching Sicario with this photo as your screensaver? As you whispered into the wind, "It should have been me."
No, I'm happy for her. It's great. Good for her.
Yeah. Okay, because it didn't seem like you were crying at Sicario. Like it didn't seem like it seemed like at other times you were very excited. What is this deleted Lolo tweet?
Oh man, how'd you guys catch this?
Dear everyone, hello, essa me again. Your amici Luigi. Inside of here, I am become molto triste, and on account of this, I have taken me dolce vita again. I respect the feds. Ciao, Luigi.
That's pretty good, right? I always delete the heaters. You like that one?
No. You want to know why?
Why?
Because anti-Italian racism.
Oh, please.
That's why you deleted it.
This is most respectful to Italians, actually. I use original Italian language in this.
Has Lolo answered to this?
What is this? Oh, yeah, it's fine. Well, don't worry. We're good.
Incel Hasan, boomer brain, scuffed hairline, always eating, studies social science, Greek streamer, communist, popular and attractive, still can't get laid, 6'4", wears platform shoes. Chad Marat, boomer brain, but owns it, has great hairline, studied STEM, eats whatever he wants whenever, cool centrist, has actual job, Turkish streamer, non-sleeper streamer, has girlfriend, has a Porsche and a motorcycle. You can tell that this is an older, you can tell that this is an older meme from this community because I also have a Porsche now because, you know, Chad brother Marat has one, so I had to get one as well.
I really do love Marat.
Yeah, he's the man.
We have great convos.
And also now he's elevated as a, he's elevated in his status because he literally has a fiance. So
hell yeah.
He's left behind. Like I'm still in the treacherous throes of Volseldom. Meanwhile, Marat has elevated his status as a wife guy, soon to be wife guy, you know?
That's what happens when you have a good personality.
Okay, not voluntary, involuntarily celibate. Okay, there it is. You got me. Let me cope. Okay, just like this man is coping right here. This is good. I'm not even her. I'm not ready to be her husband yet. Second husband for sure. Maybe even third, depending
Why are you
on
reading it again?
Where I am mentally at that point. It's a banger. It's very funny.
No, thank you.
Yeah, it's very funny. Except you wrote it with a gun in your mouth. It's like, ha ha ha, I'm gonna kill myself. I'm happy for her, really. Yeah.
All right, get out of here.
Uh-huh.
Stop putting my tweets in chat.
Bro got 175,000 likes on Instagram too. Man's going single-handed to get you on Rogan.
I'm doing the work.
That's funny. Are you going to stream Marat's wedding? No, you fucking freaks.
That's some Vince McMahon shit. You should do it.
That's insane. Some of you are so crazy, dude. You're too crazy for your own good, chatters. Lolo Heaters. Yeah, that's why he's posting heaters recently.
Because I'm leaving the internet, guys.
Yeah,
real soon, a couple days.
Yeah, yeah. You'll miss me when I'm gone type shit. What is this?
Have I worked out with Hasan? No. No, he asked me to work out, but of course, he always says I do everything for content. This guy's like, come work out. Oh, it's got to be on stream. You Turkish piece of shit.
That was at Bradley Martin's zoo culture. That was different. I would always work out with this man in the mornings. The problem is he's too busy getting his shit sucked sideways. Okay. Every time he's like, sorry, I'm getting double sucked right now. Not a big deal. It's like, you know, my hands are full with titties, 4 titties in one hand, 4 titties in another. It's like, you know, I can't. He doesn't have time in his like busy schedule to have some space for me, have some time for me. You know what I mean? It's messed up.
I'm also having a lot of sex.
Wow, that was convincing. I think at least one person out of 26,820 believe you. At least one. There's probably one guy in here that was like, yeah, that guy probably has sex. That was great.
Thank you.
Anyway, so many South Asian Republicans are totally fine with their parties racism against black people and Mexicans, but suddenly discovered they don't like it when racism is inevitably aimed at them too. Yeah, this is the ultimate, like, you're not a part of the team little bro movement. Okay, that's what it is. And it's happening in this rapid pace. But let's get back to what we were talking about originally, which is homelessness. So U.S. homelessness is apparently up 18% as affordable housing remains out of reach for many. Now, what's really interesting about this article title is that it, for the first time ever, does not deviate responsibility away from the actual vectors of pain and directly, at least in the headline, says what the problem is. People getting priced out of the housing market. That is how people become homeless. People don't become homeless because you know, they're bad people or they've done crimes or for a multitude of different reasons. The broadest majority of people become homeless because they are priced out of the housing market. They usually also have a job in that process as well. It just becomes increasingly more complicated to continue having a job when you are living out of your car or constantly couch surfing. And that's usually how the homelessness process works in this country and in every other country, as a matter of fact. That's precisely the reason why when there are individual home ownership rates that are higher, countries usually experience less homelessness rates. And countries and cities like Helsinki, for example, have done a really fantastic job combating homelessness with housing first policy initiatives. I remember you talking about the 3 tiers of homelessness. Yeah, that's a certified HasanAbi banger right there.
Have you read this article that was in Esquire about
oh yeah,
by Patrick Feely?
No, I didn't read it, but it's a homeless dude, right?
It's really, really good. I highly recommend it to chat. It was in Esquire. I think it's called The Invisible Man. And it is about him living in his car. And it's incredibly sad and impactful. And I think it's a little long for us to like try to read it.
Yeah.
Numbers to increase year over year.
The total number of...
Why is your left arm so much smaller than your right? Have you been working them out disproportionately? Is this a way for you to try to get me to flex? Because it worked. Fuck you mean?
Great job.
Thank you.
Looks good.
They are not disproportionate. They're very proportionate. How dare you? Good job, Chatter. You did it. Anyway, let's get back to the serious story now.
Yeah,
Holy
thank
shit.
you for flexing in the middle of the homelessness segment.
Well, listen, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah,
I have to flex for subs.
You got to pay the bills.
I have to flex for subs now that now the business is not booming any longer. I have to do whatever the fuck I can. At least oil them up, dog. They look dry as hell. Have Lolo slash some oil on them arms. Okay, you guys, like, this is not a porno time, okay? What the fuck? How are your abs looking? They are not looking. They're not looking good. They're not looking at all. March, is this ready to rip? All right, let's can you guys put those bags in the Camry? All those bags with clothes in them while I get us ready to go on this side. Okay. You literally made Lolo change? I didn't. I think he arrived at that conclusion individually that it might not be the best idea to wear the fucking pirate shirt to Skid Row. It's in there. It's to your left. Yeah. It probably has like a flight, like that flight tag thing. Yeah. The Toyota key. Yeah. You peer pressured him, which was good because that shirt was goofy as hell. I agree. I regularly rewatch your video about the millionaire that pretended to go homeless, one of your all-time best. Thank you. Major U.S. cities would look like the Great Depression 2.0 if it wasn't for car infrastructure and parking space nowadays. Too many people living in cars. This is such a funny way to say that car-reliant infrastructure is actually good. Here's the silver lining of car-reliant infrastructure. Here's the silver lining of car-reliant infrastructure. Homeless people get to have a place to live in instead of the street. Dress very casual, not a time for fashion girly looks. What do you mean? I am dressed very casual. Take your Porsche to Skid Row. We're not. We're taking the Camry. But I mean, for 2 reasons. One, because I think it's definitely a weird look if I was to fucking roll up to Skid Row in a Porsche. And secondly, it doesn't have enough trunk space anyway for all the shit that we are bringing over there. So anyway, why are you going to Skid Row? Because why you think? Because we want to help people. That's it. That's the reason. And we want to humanize homeless people, especially at a time when homelessness is surging and violent acts against homeless people are also surging. And a lot of that comes from dehumanization and people refusing to recognize that these are real people who are victims of the oppressive structures that we all exist under, and that many of you are closer to them. Many of you are closer to them than you are to the likes of Elon Musk, myself included. Other billionaires are closer to homelessness than they are closer to Elon Musk. So yeah, as the eminent house owner, socialism is when no house. So we're gonna go visit real socialists. Would you ever consider starting a co-op that owns homeless shelters across America to combat the issue? No. Oh. No. Do you want to know why? No. Because do you understand how unimaginably difficult of a task that is? Like, I would have to drop everything else that I'm doing to basically fucking try to solve the homelessness crisis individually by operating a cooperative corporation that runs homeless shelters. Anyway, yeah. It's like, no, I'm going to go there to tell them that they need to pick up themselves by their bootstraps. All right, let's keep running this video.
Those homeless in the U.S. is at 770,000, according to HUD's report. And among the most concerning trends, a 40% rise in family homelessness. This is fueled by migrants arriving in big cities.
Homelessness.
Oh my God, that part is also fucking crazy. That's what the Biden admin said. The homelessness crisis is because of immigrants. Yeah. Literally, only my stupid comments like, take your Porsche, get traction. My brain is big, guys. The fuck? Well, say bigger brain shit then.
Is a national problem. It doesn't just exist in big cities. Of course, how cities respond to it will make it look differently. So in places like New York, they may have more shelter and you'll see less people visibly on the streets.
Although California has the nation's largest homeless population, last year Los Angeles saw a drop of 5% in unsheltered homelessness.
We want to blame government and we want to throw rocks at politicians, but in LA City and LA County, we are doing the right things. We're bringing people off the streets, we're putting them into safe shelters, and then we're making permanent supportive housing available. We need to double down on that because we've just started to see the ship turn, and we can see the other side where we can live in a city without folk who are unsheltered on the streets. But I think it's going to need to be a model for our whole country.
And compared to every other state, California saw a reduction in the number of veterans and youth experiencing homelessness.
Hello, I'm Mark Brown. Get more great ABC7 content by clicking the subscribe button for our YouTube channel and download the ABC7 Los Angeles streaming app on Fire TV, Android TV, Apple TV, and Roku to watch on your TV.
A Supreme Court ruling earlier this year gives local governments the authority to ban people from sleeping and camping in public places. Critics say the ruling does nothing to solve the homelessness crisis. In tonight's Eye on America, CBS's Adam Yamaguchi takes us to Los Angeles, where the mayor has launched a program that could provide a long-term solution.
This is Coley King's mobile exam room.
We want to be there for them.
4 days a week in Los Angeles, the street doctor with the Venice Family Clinic makes house calls to those without homes.
We saw you, and really the last time was 2021. And then after that, we kind of lost track. We lost contact, so here you are.
53-year-old Melissa is one of more than 45,000 people experiencing homelessness in the city of Los Angeles.
There are patients that suffer from very serious medical illnesses. There are patients that have schizophrenia, have HIV. So I think there's urgency from everyone to solve this.
Nearly half of all Americans living on the streets are here in California, where there was roughly one shelter bed for every 3 people who needed one last year.
It's time to move with urgency at the local level to clean up these sites.
Earlier this year, leaders like California Governor Gavin Newsom were empowered to take action in clearing encampments after the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that cities could ban people from sleeping outside.
There are no longer any excuses.
Easy to say, perhaps, but the reality is more complicated.
The goal has got to be to solve the problem.
Karen Bass is the mayor of Los Angeles.
Our problem here is we don't have enough housing. We need to build. We need to purchase buildings.
And that's where she's focused, getting people off the streets and into shelter that up until now did not exist. She's doing it by leveraging empty motels and city-owned properties with the goal of moving people indoors urgently and clearing encampments permanently.
You don't solve anything by clearing an encampment and just moving them to the next street.
So